Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about some cool records I found in California. As you all know, I went to the Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab studios. While we were there, we spent a little extra time. I did a little record shopping at some stores and antique malls and found some cool stuff. So I would call it California Gold. And then I had one big bust, and I will talk to you about that as well. Also show you some other records that came in while I was gone, and I'm gonna review them and tell you what I think of them. So let's go ahead and get started with some California Gold. And I also wanna just mention, I will be making a video very, very soon about our trip to Mobile Fidelity, I promise, and I apologize for the delay. But life has really changed around here. My husband has been very, very busy with work, and he is very important to the story. We were there from 10 in the morning, and we didn't part ways with people from Mobile Fidelity until 8 o'clock that night. My husband was there the whole time, and I really want him to be part of the story and share his thoughts and feelings with you as well. But work has kept him away. And also we are in the process, our whole downstairs is being painted right now. So our whole house is a wreck and things have just been crazy. I promise we will be making that video very, very soon. But in the meantime, I do want to show you the wonderful records that I did get while we were in California. And let's start off, I went to a record store. This is a record I have been hunting for a long time. I see it all the time. It's one of those where I feel like I have the luxury of waiting for the right copy. And in California, I found the right copy. It is The Who's Sell Out, one of their most popular albums, and a lot of people say it's their favorite. And it's up there for me. I still think Who's Next is better. I grew up with that iconic keyboard sound, but this was really, really good. It came out in 1967. It is a concept album, and there's a lot of what I call, like, in between the songs, a little bit of like commercial break type of things. The songs are very, very strong on this album. And if you grew up with it, you probably think that a lot of the little commercial gimmicky things in between the songs is part of the charm, and I would agree to some degree. I also think it can be a little distracting when you're new to the album, but it is really great. The music's killer. I really enjoy it, and this is the classic records version from 2005 on 200-gram vinyl. So I saw that in this store and I'm like, okay, the search is over. This copy's coming home with me, and I got it for an extremely good price. Now, a lot of times when you see something like you think it's too good to be true, you wonder, why would someone trade a 2005 classic records version of this album? Makes you wonder, is there something wrong with it? I even had them play it at the store and it sounded really good, didn't have any problems. So I took it home with me and it sounds phenomenal. Again, a really great record. So I'm very, very happy to have that one in the collection. And like I said, it is on 200-gram vinyl. They did a replica of the Trax record label. And yes, my dog is snoring in the background. So if you hear that, please ignore it. She fell asleep really, really quick all of a sudden. So I'm really happy to have that one in the collection. I consider that California Gold. Another one I would consider California Gold is a fantastic record that I've been wanting for a while. As you can see in the background, I have this amazing Kinks record. This is an original. I always have a trouble remembering the exact name of the album. The Kinks at the Village Green Preservation Society. I love that album, and so when I saw the Kinks Arthur, I bought it. Now this is a reissue, not an original, but when it's on the Reprise label, I buy without hesitation. I think that was an amazing label. Anything I have from that label sounds fantastic. The Gordon Lightfoot discography is amazing sounding. So this is a reissue. And you can see the label, fantastic. I love this album. I really enjoy this era of the Kinks, and I wanted to get something a little early on. If I could have found an original, that would have been great, but that's okay. I love the song Victoria. There's song Australia at the end. There's just this amazing keyboard and guitar playing jam, and you know, this is just a strong album. I love everything about it. Victoria, Yes Sir, No Sir. I love Drivin'. That's also another very good song. And side 2 is also fantastic with the opening track, Shangri-La. You know, I really am so happy to find an early copy. This sounds great. And I really am delving into the Kinks. I think that was a very solid record for them. This next record, I want to refresh your memory about a story from a couple of years ago. I found this really trashed Kiss record, okay? It has that black electrical tape holding it together. Definitely the worst looking record in my collection. And a lot of you think, oh my gosh, why did you buy that? Well, I bought it because it's very rare. It is a first pressing of their debut album, and later pressings have a song called Kissing Time on them. The band Kiss got a little hoodwinked. They were told, let's just do this one song. It will be a promotional song and it will help you with your popularity. There were some kissing contests going on around the United States at the time, and the song Kissing Time was just to help promote some of those kissing contests, and they agreed to do it. They never dreamed it was going to be added to their album, but it was. But this is one of them that came out before. So this is without the song Kissing Time. And it's very rare to find. So I bought it in terrible condition for $8. But I always thought, maybe someday I'll find another copy. It's not one of those things I wanted to do on Discogs. This is one of those, I want to find it in the wild. I like the hunt, I like the chase. And sure enough, while I was in California, I found another copy. And this one is still not perfect, the album cover. It's without Kissing Time. It wasn't $8, but it was under $30. And the vinyl on this one is gorgeous. With the other one, I was too scared to put it on my turntable. It was so bad. This one had been ultrasonically cleaned, and it is absolutely beautiful, and it plays great. So now I finally have a decent copy. This is the one. I'm not going to be looking anymore for a Kiss debut album without the song Kissin' Time. That was really wonderful. So again, California Gold. And I found it at an antique store. So the other two records were found at a record store. That one was an antique store. This next one was also found at an antique store. And wow, I thought I had really found something very special. So let's show you this. Now, automatically you can look at the cover. No, it's not great. This is Bob Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited, a very wonderful record. I love it. And, you know, the cover is not in great condition. However, I have been on a quest to find one that has that harmonica intro, 6 seconds long, for the song From a Buick 6. A lot of you probably know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, the very, very early pressings on the stereo versions of Bob Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited had a 6-second intro that was harmonica, and they took it out. But for some reason, a few of the records, some of the records came out with that intro, and it was corrected later. Well, I'm not going to go on Discogs and buy that. That's one of those things I want to find in the wild. It's not a necessity to have, but very cool if you could find it. So I was at an antique store in California, and I'm in Northern California, and this place did not have any heat. It was freezing in that antique store. It was just miserable. But I looked through records. They had a couple of really cool booths. So first off, every time I see this record, I look, it's a stereo pressing. Check. I look at the back. There is a part on the back here, and there's a mistake made. There is a write-up, and it says the subject matter, the meaningful, and it's supposed to say meaningless, as it is. So like if you look right here, it says meaningful. It's hard for you to see that. But if you look at other copies, it says meaningless. This was a mistake. It should not have said meaningful. So that's one that's like, okay, that's what is consistent with finding one that has that 6-second harmonica playing mistake. So the dig goes on. I look at the record itself. It is on the 2i Columbia label. Check, check, check. That's another thing you want to see. And also, if you look at the label, it's in great condition. There's almost like a waxy preservation over it. If you look at it, you just kind of know it looks like there's a little bit of a wax on it to kind of protect it. That's something you want to see. You also want to see where it says 360 degrees sound, where, you know, see where it says stereo. And also below that, you see Columbia. And in between what it says, there is another one of those Columbia 2i markings. So that's something else you want to look for. I know it's kind of complicated, but I've done my homework and I kind of know what to look for. And in the dead wax, you want to see 1A, 1B, or 1C. And sure enough, this is a 1C copy. So when you put all that together, the meaningful instead of meaningless, some of what's the variations you're looking for on the label itself, and it being a 2i, being a stereo copy, you're thinking, okay, I think I found a very cool and rare from a Buick 6 with that harmonica intro. But I was at an antique store, so I couldn't play it to decide. Got it home, cleaned it up, put it on. No harmonica intro. So somewhere along the line, I messed up, and that is not the one I was looking for. So, you know, still, I have a very early first pressing of Bob Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited. It's very, very cool, but it doesn't have that 6-second harmonica intro that makes a $20 record instantly $100+. So this is California Gold gone bust. I was disappointed when I came home and put that one on, because that one was the one I was most excited about, thinking I had found something really, really special. It's still a great record, but I didn't need that particular version. It's one of those where I took a chance and I lost. So now, those are the records I found in California. These are records that were waiting for me when I came home. So let's go ahead and get started with a reissue, or something that, not a reissue, something that came back in print. And I did not see this coming. I didn't know that Miles Davis' Bitches Brew from Mobile Fidelity was going to come back in print. I thought it was long out of print. I feel so bad for the people who've paid $200, $250 on the secondary market, because boom, here it comes back. It's a 33 RPM 2LP version for $60, and it sounds absolutely amazing. Here is the gatefold. My copy is number 9410. It is tremendous, and I do have an original, and I did a comparison. This one is better, and it's hard to beat an original, I know that, but this sounds so amazing. The sound stage is so huge. You hear so many more details. Not to put down an original, I'm not getting rid of mine. I think it's very, very cool. However, this sounds tremendous. So I love having that one. And also I bought Miles Davis Sketches of Spain. This is one I did not have, the original master recording mobile fidelity version. And again, a 33 RPM record, and it sounds absolutely gorgeous. This copy is number 7,887. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering, you know what, I just got back from Mobile Fidelity, but I want to be clear. I bought these with my own money. I ordered them from either Music Direct or Mobile Fidelity. I don't really remember, but I want to be clear with you guys and just be honest. If when I get a free promotional copy from Mobile Fidelity, anytime that ever happens, I'm always going to disclose that to you and let you know. Both of these records sound absolutely amazing. They're both wonderful. And here's the deal. Even if they send me something for free or a promotional copy, I'm always going to be honest about the sound quality. Because whether you pay for it or whether you don't, the sound quality is the same. And that's something that they really liked about me, that I was fair to them. I told them when I liked something and I told them when I didn't, and they respected that. So again, these two copies of Mobile Fidelity records sound really great. I paid for them with my own money. They were waiting for me when I came back from California, and I've been enjoying them ever since. Here is another really cool record that came my way. Do you guys remember the Craft Recording Small Batch series? We don't ever talk about it anymore, and for a while it was a huge thing. There were people angry, it was crazy. There were Yusef Lateef Eastern Sounds. I remember when it was just 1,000 copies and everybody was trying to buy them. It was just insanity. And then all of a sudden they made more copies of it, and we just don't hear about these anymore. So I did go ahead and order this wonderful Vince Guaraldi Trio Black Orpheus. I love this record. I don't know a lot about it. I love Vince Guaraldi and I love jazz pianists. And I've been buying the Craft Recordings One Steps, so I'm a fan. But we just don't really hear about them anymore. I don't know what happened. There were some missteps made. I really think that a lot of people are just having to be very careful with their money, and they're not buying $100 records as much anymore. That's what I think is what's going on. But anyway, my copy of this record is number 214. I love these album covers. I think they're so gorgeous. And like I said, I'm not real familiar with this record. I love Vince Guaraldi, so anytime I see something of his, I would probably pick it up. But I had a chance to buy that record one time, and I was in a store in Nashville. And while I was inspecting the record itself, the store owner came over to me and just started staring intently at me, and it was in a very intimidating way, to the point where I just put the record back down and left. That was the record I had been wanting. When I saw Vince Guaraldi, I wanted it, but you know what? The store owner was so intimidating and acted like I was doing something wrong by checking the condition. Heaven forbid I check the condition of a record. Anyway, I want to talk about this one step. First off, the sound quality is amazing. It is a beautiful record. My particular copy has maybe a little bit of a warp issue and a couple of pops before the music kicks in. Whether I decide to try to get a new copy of it, I don't know. I'm so lazy about that kind of thing. You know, maybe I'll just go ahead and give that record another cleaning. Maybe it will be fine. I really don't like returning records. And the warping is minor. It's nothing major, but it's there. When you pay $100 or more for a record, wow, and it has a warp and some pops, you know, I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about it. there's just so much going on in my life right now that I don't really have time to make a decision of whether I want to request a new record or not. The record itself is great. The sound quality is amazing. I believe Bernie Grundman remastered this one and he did a great job. So I'm probably just going to keep this copy and be content with that. But, you know, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I do think that is worth having. If you get a copy that's not warped, doesn't have any pops, it's a beautiful, gorgeous record. I love jazz piano playing. And that brings me to the last record that I purchased. It came in not that long ago after I came back from California. It is the Analog Productions UHQR of Exodus by Bob Marley. Wow, is this not a fantastic record? This is probably the only Bob Marley UHQR I would buy. It has all of the wonderful hits. The only other Bob Marley record I have is Legends, and it's that beautiful colored vinyl version. But you know what? This one is absolutely gorgeous. The sound quality is amazing. The bass sounds wonderful. Bob Marley's voice is great. They did a great job with this one. So here is the vinyl. It's on that really, they don't even have the black carbon in it. It is the pure form of vinyl. I love the label. And this one to me is absolutely wonderful. Yes, it's expensive. And oh my gosh, what a headache it was to get it. I was at a work function. So you can imagine, I'm trying to talk to people and be really nice, and I'm at the same time trying to order this record. Pretty interesting times, but I was able to get my order through. It took a very, very long time. So my copy is, I think, actually it's in here. I think it's copy number 1704. Yeah, I'm right. Here, if you see that one, the gold. So, great record, worth having. I wasn't that stressed out about it. I thought, well, if I didn't get it, it's not the end of the world. But I do like this record by Bob Marley. It's one of my favorites. It has most of the hits that I know on it. The song Jammin' is so good. And I told you earlier that we've been having painters in the house and our house is torn apart right now. When I put on the song Jammin', one of the painters was really getting into it and enjoying it. And it was a pretty fun moment and it sounds incredible. So, you know what? My hat's off to Craft Recordings, Analog Productions, Mobile Fidelity Sound Labs. You all are doing great work and I really love what I'm hearing. I also love the records I got from California. So let me know in the comments what you think. What do you like? What disappointed you? Love to hear your thoughts on all of these wonderful records. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel and leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.